Hi, this is Scott Lesnick. I speak on sales strategies and growing your business. One tip that I've learned over a 28-year career with the Berkshire Hathaway Fortune 500 company, growing territories and regions by 2, 3, 4, 5-fold for teams and really motivating and moving the bar up as far as sales. Today, with only 3 years in at NSA, I've learned some important ways of growing business. And the way this came about was people like you, whether it's CSPs or other speakers such as myself. We all needed to come up with better ways to sell and to be able to get what we have, our great topics, to people that want to hear them and, of course, pay us. Today's tip is all about emails. Now, we're going to get into this more in the session, but I want to talk about a 2-step process that I use and I have shared with many other speakers to grow their revenue, to grow their business. Here's how it goes. When you're done speaking at a conference, of course, we know that you want to send an email out to people thanking them for their time, for bringing you in, and letting them know what an honor it was to present. Once you send that email out to 2 or 3 people that you connected with, you want to wait around 2 weeks. And that's where the money email comes in. Here's what I do. I schmooze. I hang out with people at conferences. I hang out with people when I'm speaking to companies and corporations, and I get to know certain folks, I get to know about them, and then I get a personal piece of information. And I make sure I write that down. So the 3-step process in the second email is very simple. Once again, you reach out, you tell them again, great gig, thank them, and ask them for a testimonial. You want to ask them because a lot of times we don't get them. They're not easy, but when you ask them 2 weeks later and they've had time to breathe, sometimes the evaluations will have come in and they'll be able to send you a testimonial that really helps. That's great. The second thing I do is I let them know that anything they can do to connect me with other people that might be interested in my message, in my sales techniques or other topics that I speak on, to please connect me with them and how much I'd appreciate it. And then the last thing I do, this is the money part of why this email gets response, why I get testimonials, and why I'm able to get more business. I mentioned something personal. Perhaps it's about their spouse, one of their kids, something to do with something they said, and that's the last thing I leave them with. So when they open up that email and they're reading it and they get to the end because it's short, sweet, simple, and concise, what they're finding out is that I listen, I care, and yes, I'd like their help, I'd like their assistance in getting a testimonial, and I'd like their assistance in perhaps connecting me with 2 or 3 other people that might be able to use